So today I'm back here, Vander Everidge. Now I posted on them a few videos ago, the South Georgia Highballers, and all through the videos I called them brothers. Everywhere I looked, every web page said that they were brothers. Well, after posting that, the family reached out to me and let me know that they were not brothers, that they were cousins. And I think he moved in, or one of them moved in. They lived together. I'm pretty sure they lived together. I guess everybody just assumed that they were brothers, but actually they're cousins. So I just want to get that straightened out. So I'm back here at Fort Hill Cemetery in Macon, Georgia, and went and saw Vander. Played the music back in the 1920s, just in the 20s. I think they quit in the 30s. And also buried here is one of Hank Williams' idol. The man, Hank Williams, when he was growing up, went and saw this guy play, and he loved the way it sounded so much that he was trying to sound like him. He idolized him, I guess. He went and saw a few of the shows. But this man is Emmitt Miller. He was a minstrel show singer, and he sung a lot of songs that Hank Williams covered. I'm So Lonesome, stuff like that. And he had a yodel. Back in the day, it was more of a described as a jazz type voice, and then Hank Williams took it and made it into a country style type. And so right now I'm walking over here. Let's see if I can get it turned out. So we're walking right here, and I do believe it's going to be that one right here. Yes, this one. And this is Emmitt Miller. He was born February 2nd, 1900, and died in 1962. But he sung in the minstrel shows, which Hank Williams, when he was a kid, went and saw, and Hank Williams liked it so much he was trying to make his voice sound like it. So if you listen to Hank Williams sing, that yodel voice that he has, it's all because that guy right there, buried right there. But anyway, I'm just gonna walk around this grave, and you gotta do more filming. I'm just gonna look around a little bit more, but I just want to get an update about the South Georgia Highballers. They were cousins. I did not know this. And they're also inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. So I want to go check that out up in Atlanta. Whenever I get there, I ain't gonna be anytime soon. But yeah. And then Emmitt Miller buried right here. They were singing right around the same time. So I'm wondering if they knew each other. It'd be amazing, you know, if the South Georgia Highballers and Emmitt Miller played on the same stage or something, or, you know, collaborated, or, you know, did something together. That would have been pretty cool, you know. So, but yeah. Alright, well, I guess I'll see y'all later. I want to see about doing some more videos I add with this, but yeah. Sunday, October 9th, 1892. 7 a.m. Was it 7? 7 a.m. I was right. The Nancy Hanks left Savannah on her maiden voyage up to Macon, Georgia. It would become the fastest steam locomotive in the Southeast. That's why they named it Nancy Hanks. It wasn't after Abraham Lincoln's mother. It was after the racehorse Nancy Hanks. Alright, so I'm in here, Rose Hill Cemetery, and I'm searching out the engineers of the Nancy Hanks. Not the Nancy Hanks 2, but the original Nancy Hanks. And I believe if I ran across the first one right here, it will be Mr. John Ramsey. I do believe he was one of the first engineers of the Nancy Hanks. So the first Nancy Hanks left Savannah 1892 and was discontinued August 13th 1893. And so one of the first conductors of the Nancy Hanks, the steam leaking, there's a last step right there somewhere, but I've done a lot of looking. I do not know when he was. It does list him as one of the locomotive engineers of the Nancy Hanks. It just don't say what years. So that's one of them, and we're right here at Rose Hill Cemetery. It's a beautiful cemetery. And there's a little Martha off in the distance. So, yeah. I know there's another engineer of the Nancy Hanks, and just keep in mind, this is not the Nancy Hanks 2. This was the very first one. So, we're gonna go try to find the other guy. Alright, so now we're in Evergreen and Cider Ridge Cemetery. Off right here is Evergreen, across the road, Cider Ridge. Over here is where they Macon plane crash. The only person that died of that is buried right here. I got my notes with me because I can't remember nothing. So this is where the other engineer of the Nancy Hanks, number one, the first Nancy Hanks, the steam locomotive, is buried. His name is Huriah, H-U-R-I-A-H. Benjamin Campbell. Everybody called him Uncle Ben. And he's buried in, and just off the road. So if you come off the road, he is buried right here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see his name right there, but now the Nancy Hanks run from 1892 to 1893, and it was the fastest steam locomotive. It ran from Savannah to Macon to Atlanta. The Nancy Hanks 2 ran from Macon to Atlanta. I don't know if it ran to Savannah. Now, Ben here did not run that route. After the year and a half that it was a passenger train, they needed it for, passenger trains started declining, but freight was picking up, so they needed to move freight quickly, and that's when they got the Nancy Hanks to pull freight, and he ran the Macon to Thomaston line on the Nancy Hanks. So he was the engineer of that line. I believe it pulled logs, wood, to Thomaston. I think it poured it from Thomaston here. There was an old Thomaston mill, and there was a family named Milner. Matter of fact, this is what's got me is Milner, but right beside him is a Miller. There is a Milner somewhere around here. That was the Claire Mildred Miller Campbell, wife of Mayor Babe Miller. But I thought that was pretty interesting that it comes so close to the actual name. I think the name of the logging company was the Milner. And if you look at entries into history, they're doing a lot of Milners over there near Thomaston, Tobolk County, and Thomaston, and out in that area there. So, but if you can see y'all this way, this is Cider Ridge Cemetery. It goes way back down in there, and across the way here is Evergreen. Here's the grave of Robert Ruff. I just posted him in the the Facebook page of this cemetery, and he is buried just right around the corner from Clyde Murphy, the only person that died in the Great Plane Crash in Macon, Georgia, downtown Macon. My bike is over there. Well, my bike is over there. But it's a pretty cemetery. I know it's hard to keep lawn cut. It's massive. It don't look massive, but it's massive. And it's hard to keep the grass cut. They just now put up privacy fence. It closes at night. That's a good thing. So, yeah. And by the way, my flag is still there. All right. I'd like to thank Jacob Peterson for sponsoring me on my Buy Me a Cup of Coffee webpage. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. If you go to it, it's got Buy Me a Beer. Summertime, I drink a beer. When it gets back to winter, I change it back to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Right now, buy me a beer. I think I go have a Guinness. Thank you, Jacob. I really appreciate it, man. You don't know how much it means to me. But if y'all want to support me, help me in what I do, there's a link down below. Buy me a cup of coffee. $2, $4, whatever. Anything over $2, I'm just going to, purchase more equipment to help me do what I'm doing. Cleaning the equipment, cutting equipment, cutting the grass, stuff like that. So, appreciate it, Jacob. Y'all have a good one. I'll holler at you later. Bye.